How we doing, everybody? It's been 9, 10 years since I posted on here, and that was on a totally different channel. Completely lost access to that channel, so I'm not even going to try and figure that out. Just going to pick it up here. I'll tag the original account so you guys can find it in case there's something on there you want to look at. Me posting on here started out just a little advice here and there, talking about tool reviews and how to modify tool carts. And at one point, I think I put some videos up of an old Cushman I was working on, a little Minute Miser. Life's changed, life's evolved, and here I am today. And started a new job a little while back. Love it, great place. There's a younger guy on the crew, and we were talking, and I was giving him some advice on how to pick up new tools and have some nice stuff. And started working on a project of my own here, and thought, man, I ought to video this so people might want to see it. And so yeah, I'm back. Channel's going to be straightforward and simple, just ramblings and working on stuff and showing you what little bit I have knowledge of, and what I don't have knowledge of. Show y'all what happens when you do it wrong, because I'm going to try it anyway. So on to tonight's adventure, my newest acquisition. This is a stereotypical Tombstone, buzz box, whatever you want to call it. Good old-fashioned Lincoln AC 225. These things brand new can run you 300 and some change. If you're willing to accept a used one, which I think we all are, you can get them closer to around 200, 250. And if you're willing to put a little effort into negotiating and into the rig itself, picked this one up for 50 cash and a partially used Lowe's gift card. So keep your options open. We'll talk about negotiating on that later. What really got this whole thing started tonight was I picked this thing up decent price, ordered my parts and pieces right down here, with every intention of swapping this thing over from an AC to a DC. Feel like it's a better weld. Feel like it just runs smoother, and you get a little bit better duty cycle in my opinion, but that's an opinion, and that's all it is, So I started tearing into this thing. First thing I noticed was here on the front, I've already tore into it. This is my original knob here. What'd I do with it? Yeah, we'll find it in a minute. The selector switch, as you would move it, instead of just going click, click, it would, move and then click, move, a little sloppy. I didn't care for that, but I was going to kind of work around it. So I tore into the back of this thing. So getting into this thing is pretty straightforward. Screw here, another screw up here, and you have two down here on the bottom, and then again your two screws down here and up here, and that takes the lower portion down. For those of you that don't know, on the inside of the lower guard there, you have the wiring schematic. So if you're going to get real deep into this thing, that's good to have. I opened this thing up. It was pretty dirty. All I really needed access to really was this right here, and I was trying to kind of gauge how much room I had internally to mount my heat sink and my bridge for the conversion. And really don't have any room, but I decided I wanted to go a little bit deeper into it. So two more screws, one right here and one right there, and that takes off the fan section right there. And when I got that taken down and out of the way, I found this. Not terrible at all, not good. So we definitely need some some cleaning and smoothing and polishing. Definitely do some cleanup in here a little bit. So in order to do so, I had to take the selector switch off. If you don't know how to do that, super simple. Hang on, I'll take it to the other side. So the selector switch is on here like that. Nothing fancy. However, there is a set screw there in the bottom, and I call it a set screw. It's actually just a through screw. That's got to come off. Once you get that screw completely out, then this will just literally slide off the shaft. So once you get your selector switch off, you have your little back portion here. You're going to very cautiously make sure that obviously you're not plugged in, but you're going to very cautiously pull this out. It comes out as an assembly. Be careful. Part of taking it out is this coming with it. There's a trick to all this. So your assembly actually is all like this, sticking out the front of your, let's see, this section sticking out the front of your welder. This is your selection holder, obviously through the contactor, and then of course you have your spring-loaded contact here. For those of you that don't know, when this is in place and you want to select a voltage or an amperage, excuse me, you don't just grab the knob and twist. You're going to pull out on it. That's what the spring-loaded section's for. You're going to pull out on it and then turn it to where you want to be. And then these teeth are going to create a positive lock. Now, to get it out, once you have the selector off of it, you're going to have to take 2 bolts, one right here, and man, I ain't got a good view of that one. There we go, and one right there. You're going to take those 2 bolts out, gently bring this forward and kind of get to the back side of this assembly, which is kind of hard to, there we go. You get to the back side of this assembly, and you're going to put your fingers up here, and you are going to hold this piece here and push in on the back side. In doing so, what you're going to find is this roll pin. That roll pin comes out. Once the roll pin's out, that slides off, the spring comes off. Nothing too spectacular there. And then once you have all that apart, going to make sure your teeth are good on here. These are a little bit rough. I did check them with the other portion. They're not in terrible shape. Also, we're going to look right here. That's why mine had slop in it. That section there is wore out. I did a little checking with the original set screw that was in it here, and that set screw just barely went in there. So we're going to upgrade that with a longer one. And once we had it off, we were able to see these contacts definitely need cleaned up as well. So we're going to do that. I'll show you more when I get that far. I'm debating right now. It's a pretty simple step from here. I got to take that bracket off of there anyway for the DC conversion. So if I take that bracket off, 2 screws that hold our power switch in, I can take the entire housing off of it, and it's pretty rough. So I'm kind of debating right now if I want to take the housing off of it and customize it probably with Cerakote, because I have the stuff to do it, but maybe spray paint, who knows. I don't know. You never know with me. But I'm just thinking, blast it down, clean it up, refresh it. We'll obviously we'll take this off. We want to keep the original plate. But yeah, that's as far as we made it so far. As I make new stuff, I'll post it, keep you updated on what's going on, show you exactly what I use and how it turns out. And if I fuck it up, y'all will be like the second to know. I'll be the first. So, hopefully I can shed some light on stuff for you and give you some ideas and keep y'all from making mistakes. You don't have to, because I'll make them first, Anyhow, y'all have a good evening.